What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to MKE Maniaci. And today we got WWE moves that were banned and the real reason why from the Tap Out Corner channel, man. Now listen, there has been a lot of moves over the years that have been banned. Very popular moves, as you see right here with Randy Orton's punt kick. Did they ban the punt kick? I know they banned the curb stomp. They banned, it was some other stuff. I don't know. It's a lot. You know, in the world of professional wrestling, so many things can go wrong while executing these moves, man, which is why they take extra precaution. But my thing is, why even introduce them in the first damn place? But nonetheless, though, we gonna check out moves that were banned. Let's get it.
Why did WWE ban the punt kick, curb stomp, GTS, and chair shots? I'll be sharing the real reasons WWE had those and other moves banned, but first, let's start with the punt kick.
I love the punt kick.
With the exception of the RKO, the punt kick is Randy Orton's most iconic move. It was simple, but looked vicious, and that's actually what led it to being banned. Orton.
The only reason why I feel like the punt kick got over so well, at least in my eyes, I remember when he first introduced it, it was 2007. I want to say it was his feud with, it was either with RVD. I think it was with RVD. You know, it was, the punt kick was synonymous with, like, if he hit you with the punt kick, you were out. You know, you were out. If you didn't listen to the wrestling sites, you would have thought that they legitimately got injured from the punt kick. But, you know, guys like RVD, when he did the punt kick to RVD, we never seen RVD again after that. He did the punt kick to Dusty Rhodes. He punt kicked, I think, Sergeant Slaughter. Like, he was going crazy with that kick. You know, and then in latter years, you know, he kind of started doing it a little more. And even this example with the Nexus, that's why I got over so well, because that was like ultimate fatality kick right there from Randy Orton, man.
Has admitted that his boot connected with people's skulls while performing the punt kick. The most famous incident is when Randy performed the move on Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Vince, yeah. Damn. Yeah,
The kick gave the chairman of WWE a concussion, and it was the beginning of the end for the Viper's signature move. In 2012, the punt kick was banned for the safety of Randy Orton's opponents. However, during the pandemic in 2020, the Viper did bring back the move. The reason was that there was no fans in attendance, so Orton could perform the kick safely while also making it look convincing. A less famous finishing move, but still pretty...
They're very manipulative on that part, so I guess I understand why they brought it back. But the thing with the punt kick that makes it so dangerous is really no way to protect yourself when you got a live audience. You can't just do this, because then people are gonna be like, oh, he didn't even, you know, hit him all the way. So that move was pretty dangerous.
The awesome is the vertebreaker.
Now when they have to up and down.
Shane Helms, aka the Hurricane, used the move while competing in WCW and carried the vertebreaker over to WWE. However, he didn't get to use it for long. Shortly after arriving in WWE, Helms was told he was no longer allowed to use the move. Even though Helms had never hurt anyone with the vertebreaker, WWE deemed it too risky. The move requires perfect execution.
Like, just imagine, because, like, look at this.
Had never hurt anyone with the vertebreaker, WWE deemed it too risky. The move...
Look, if they kept their head in this position like that, and they went down, their whole neck is snapping, probably resulting in death. So I definitely see why they banned that.
Perfect execution to pull off safely, and the slightest mistake can result in the person taking the move landing on their head or neck. The move has been banned in WWE ever since. However, Seth Rollins and AJ Styles busted out the move in 2016 at a non-televised event.
That's Seth and AJ, though. They know what they're doing.
Now, the reason for banning this move was just straight up dumb. When Michelle McCool started wrestling in WWE, she used a finisher called Wings of Love. However, she'd be forced to stop using the move. It wasn't because someone got hurt or because it was too risky. The reason was that WWE felt it was too devastating of a move for a female wrestler. Yeah.
Wow. But Beth Phoenix's move wasn't?
WWE banned a finishing move because it looked too powerful. The ironic part is that after having Wings of Love banned, Michelle McCool started using another finisher, the face breaker. If it looks familiar, that's because it's the same finisher AJ Styles uses, the Styles Clash. The Styles Clash is a pretty dangerous move and was actually banned at WWE for a while due to having a history of causing injuries. Thankfully, nobody ever got injured when Michelle McCool used the face breaker, but this has to be the first time a safe move got banned and replaced with a more dangerous one.
That's
Seth
crazy.
Rollins had a similar thing happen to him with the curb stomp.
Rollins Rollins with a curb stop.
The curb stomp was
Seth's
brutal.
first finisher in WWE, the Skywalker, looked good, but didn't catch on. The curb stomp, on the other hand, did. Despite this, WWE banned the move. This happened actually because Rollins became WWE Champion. At WrestleMania 31, Seth cashed in his Money in the Bank and won the WWE Championship. The next day, Rollins appeared on the Today Show and footage of him hitting the curb stomp was played. Vince McMahon saw this and was worried about children trying to imitate the WWE Champion. Because of this, McMahon had the curb stomp banned and stayed that way for 3 years.
So, okay. So out of all moves that, you know, Vince McMahon has seen in his, what, freaking 7-decade-long career, the curb stomp was the one. That was the one he was like, no. Not the Stone Cold Stunner, not the RKO, not the FU, not the pedigree. Not the pedigree. Not Rikishi's ass to the face, no. I don't want kids imitating the curb stomp. Not the sweet chin music, not the spear, but the damn curb stomp.
In 2018, Seth had a talk with his boss, and Vince McMahon allowed the move to be used again, with the only difference being that it was now simply called the Stomp. Seth Rollins had another move banned, but it wasn't entirely his fault.
Oh, right into the barricade.
That's a dangerous
Seth
move.
started using the buckle bomb around the same time as the curb stomp.
Yeah.
While the stomp was banned for looking dangerous, the buckle bomb was banned for actually being dangerous. The first incident happened when Seth Rollins fought Sting in 2015. Seth hit the Stinger with a buckle bomb that caused the Icon to injure his neck. Sting later said it was a freak accident, which is probably why the move wasn't banned on the spot. However, about a year later, someone else would get hurt. At SummerSlam 2016, Rollins fought Finn Balor to crown the first Universal Champion. Seth hit Finn with a buckle bomb into the crowd barricade, which caused Balor to dislocate his shoulder. While Finn won the match, the injury forced him to be sidelined for several months.
I think, and you know, all respect to Finn Balor, I think it was the way that he tried to protect himself from that fall that caused the injury, because if he never, you know, kind of moved his arm, he never would have hit it the way it did, but you know, you gotta protect yourself, you know.
The buckle bomb was still not banned, however, but an incident by another wrestler would change that. In 2020, Nia Jax fought Kairi Sane
Here we go. Here we go. I was waiting for her.
on Raw. During the match, Nia threw Sane into the turnbuckles. The move caused Kairi Sane to injure her head, leading WWE to ban the move. Like with the stomp though, the buckle bomb would return eventually. A classic wrestling move is the pile driver.
Oh yeah. Pile driver is very dangerous.
The move was a staple of wrestling for years, but got banned in WWE. The ban happened in 2000, a few years after Owen Hart infamously broke Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck.
I hate seeing that clip, man.
Rattlesnake said that he could not
Like that move, that altered Stone Cold's career permanently. If that never happened, Stone Cold probably would have wrestled full time at least until like 2010, 2012 maybe. You know, but damn.
feel anything from the neck down after the move and thought he would never walk again. Thankfully, that didn't happen, and while Stone Cold did eventually return to the ring, his career was shortened as a result of the botched pile driver.
Yeah.
This incident showed just how dangerous the pile driver was, and the move has been banned ever since.
There was like the Undertaker. I'm glad I paused it on this, because what event was it? It was the Undertaker versus Rusev. It was one of the Saudi shows, and I think Taker was gonna pile drive Aiden English, and I think it was something like he was frustrated at Aiden English because he wasn't protecting his head on a pile driver, something like that.
With
man.
a few
I can't
exceptions, most notably Kane and The Undertaker's Tombstone pile
Like, they know how to
driver.
protect
The
their
Shooting Star
opponents.
Press might be the most spectacular finisher in all of wrestling.
Shooting Star Press is beautiful.
However, there was a time when the move was banned in WWE. Of course, the Shooting Star Press is inherently risky, but there are a few specific incidents that caused WWE to slam the ban hammer. The first was at WrestleMania 19, where Brock Lesnar nearly killed himself.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Cole.
That was just freaking dangerous, man.
The near-death experience came as a result of Lesnar having already wrestled for 20 minutes and being physically exhausted.
Yeah.
That made it understandable why the Shooting Star Press was botched. This, on the other hand, was much less excusable. A little over a year after the Brock incident, former Cruiserweight champion Billy Kidman legitimately knocked out Chavo Guerrero while performing the Shooting Star Press. Following this,
it's hard because you can't really position. You kind of have to like trust physics and trust the way that your body lands with that move.
WWE decided the Shooting Star Press was just too high of a risk and had the move banned for several years. The 450 Splash got banned around the same time for a similar reason.
Enough of that bullshit.
I love the way the 450 looks.
During a match, Juventud Guerrera accidentally
Man, y'all remember the Mexicals? Damn.
landed on Paul London's face and fractured several bones. It wasn't until wrestlers like Evan Bourne and Justin Gabriel came along that the Shooting Star Press and 450 Splash were unbanned.
Perhaps Ryder in trouble. Thorne still connecting.
John Cena got a wrestler's finisher banned. The finisher I'm talking about is the Burning Hammer. It's not been used a ton in WWE, and there might be a very good reason for it. The move is a bit dangerous to perform, as it's difficult for the opponent to control their body, and their head is in a position that makes it easy for them to land on. However, that is not the reason the move was banned. In the early 2010s, Tyler Rek started using the Burning Hammer as his finisher, according to Rek.
Oh my God, I remember Tyler Rek. I remember, because didn't Tyler Rek blame John Cena for him being released? I remember this.
John Cena got upset because Cena felt it was too similar to the Attitude Adjustment. Cena apparently berated Tyler Rek, and Rex is forced to change his finisher. Whether you believe it or not, Tyler Rex's story does make sense. In the past few years, the Burning Hammer has been used in WWE more and more, and it comes as John Cena has been appearing in WWE less and less. If CM Punk returns,
I think they released Tyler Rek because it was like an extension of that. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that's why.
WWE, he won't be able to use the GTS because it's banned. Ironically, both Punk
they'll unban the GTS if Punk comes back.
and the wrestler who invented the move are the reasons for it. When Japanese wrestling legend Kenta came to WWE in 2014, he underwent a few changes. First, he was given the name Hideo Itami. On top of that, he wasn't allowed to use the GTS, even though that was his finisher in Japan, and he invented the move. The reason was that WWE was worried it would remind fans of CM Punk, who had recently walked out of the company.
Not for safety reasons, just, you know, we don't want it to, if anything, that should be a reason to let him keep it, because then people could be like, oh, this is Hideo Itami's move.
However, WWE eventually gave in, and Itami was allowed to use the GTS. Unfortunately, it was short-lived. During a match against Brian Kendrick, Itami hit Kendrick with the GTS, but accidentally broke Kendrick's nose and oral bone. This was enough for WWE to take action, and the GTS
Freaking Steam.
has been banned ever since. As you've no doubt learned, WWE tends to ban moves after an accident happens, and that's sort of the case with the Brainbuster.
The third of it. Oh, a brainbuster!
On top of having a violent name, the Brainbuster is just a difficult move to control. The idea of the move is that a wrestler sends their opponent's head crashing onto the ring mat, and the
In reality, it's just their upper back.
line between making the move look real and keeping a wrestler safe is very thin. WWE actually decided to ban the Brainbuster because of a different botched move. At Super Showdown in 2019, Goldberg fought The Undertaker. Goldberg went to perform his signature jackhammer, but lost control and ended up delivering a sloppy Brainbuster. The botch almost caused Undertaker to be permanently injured, and the accident led WWE to err on the side of caution and ban the Brainbuster. Some moves are synonymous with one wrestler, and that's the case of the Muscle Buster and Samoa Joe.
Muscle Buster!
Freaking Muscle
Joe
Buster.
had basically been using the Muscle Buster for his entire wrestling career and had no issues with it. When he came to WWE though, that's when things changed. In his third match for the company, Joe fought Tyson Kidd before WWE went on the air.
And I think this is what ended Tyson's career.
Joe hit the Muscle Buster like normal, but Tyson Kidd did not get up. It was later discovered that Kidd had injured his spinal cord. The situation was made even scarier when it was shared that only 5% of people survived the injury Tyson sustained. The Muscle Buster was eventually banned, and Joe transitioned to using the Coquina Clutch. It's a different type of move, but you won't see this anymore in WWE.
His feet. Oh,
Chair shots.
While steel chairs are still used as weapons in WWE, you won't see someone hitting their opponent in the head. The chairs used in WWE are the real deal, so just imagine what it would be like getting hit in the head by one.
They used to take chair shots so hard. Like, you remember between JBL and Eddie Guerrero, oh my God. Some of the most brutal chair shots to the head ever.
The full extent of the damage that chair shots to the head have wasn't known until years later, as wrestlers developed chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. What most people forget or don't know is that WWE didn't ban chair shots to the head until 2010. You can even see some matches from the beginning of the PG era where wrestlers hit one another in the head with chairs.
Well, JBL could take a chair shot, man.
There is speculation that the reason WWE finally banned chair shots to the head was because of Vince McMahon's wife. In September 2009, Linda McMahon announced she was running to be a US Senator. Throughout her campaign, Linda was criticized for her time with WWE, and WWE indirectly got attacked as well. While WWE would never admit it, it does seem like they banned chair shots to the head to make their product appear safer and less violent, to help not only themselves, but also Linda McMahon. While the steel chair is dangerous, it's not the most dangerous WWE weapon. To find out what is, watch this video.
Interesting videos, man. You know, and you know, safety comes above all else, man. Safety comes above all else, man. WWE moves that were banned and the real reason why. Link down below in the description of your right to this video for y'all to check it out in its entirety with no interruptions. Y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me. Hit that subscribe button for me, and until the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MKE Maniaci. I'm out.